It is the Uyghur tradition which has been represented in our architectures and culture. We wanted to keep the original historical structure, so we refused to reconstruct it.
Though there has been controversy among residents of Kashgar about losing their livelihood or being displaced permanently, many realize the benefits of the government rebuilding program.
We absolutely want the government to rebuild our home. Who wants to live in a dangerous old house like this? It is dusty, which is not good for my health. I have emphysema. I will be very happy when the government rebuilds and gives me my clean, new home. Very happy.
This house was rebuilt according to the government reconstruction plan. It cost $53 per square foot. The inner and outer decoration, including the roof design, is done by the owner. This house is 785 square feet. The government paid $15,000 US for construction of the main building. This cost does not include cable TV, electricity, sewer system, and road widening construction and maintenance, estimated at about $10,000 to $12,000. Most of the residents in the community are very happy about their newly rebuilt homes. In the old city, it is not easy for the residents to rebuild a house because they cannot afford it. In the old days, some residents who are a little wealthier wanted to build a house, but the document application process was so complicated, and it is also too difficult for them to carry the mud and transport the raw materials to build a house. Right now, the government is reconstructing the whole area, including widening the roads. The residents don't need to pay anything. The government redesigns the residents' houses exactly according to their will, no matter what they want to change about the design of their house, the structure, or the size. Because each of the residents' house sizes and square footage area of the lots are different, our architects, our planners, and our designers will work together to make sure that their homes are redesigned and constructed individually to meet their requirements, even for minor changes in their structure and style. We will develop Kashgar as an economic development zone, which enjoys the preferential policy of a special economic zone, which has been approved by the State Council. However, during this development, some people might have worried whether the old city would disappear. In fact, this central area, with total of 1 square kilometer acreage in the old city, is developed and protected as a core area, which covers 12,770 households and 45,000 people. Nobody or any real estate developer would be allowed to take part in the development of the core area. No commercial development is allowed in this place. No new modern building is to appear here either. All the original buildings with special ethnic characteristics will be kept, so it won't be destroyed at all. We have long agreed on that. 3,915 homes in the core area were transformed, either reinforced or reconstructed in 2010. We'll complete 28 districts in the old city within 5 years from the time we started work. Therefore, we figured out a plan to reinforce the city, but we still could not figure out the right way to do it. When you go to Kashgar, you see that the houses were built with adobe, but reinforcing adobe structures is impossible because they will not withstand any strong earthquake. And now we have a big dilemma. After the earthquake in Wenchuan, we worried about this more. Imagine if the same size earthquake happened in Kashgar. The death toll would be enormous. In Bam, Iran, we heard that 30,000 to 40,000 died in the earthquake there. Now we had to figure out a new way to accomplish our goal. So we made another plan for the design of the houses according to a new, different idea. We decided to deconstruct them and reconstruct them again. After the reconstruction, the design will be similar to the original concept. We added a new kitchen for the residents and gas pipes. And we plan and design the new structures to make sure they will withstand at least an 8.5 magnitude earthquake. After reconstruction, we would do more for the exterior appearance of the buildings. Then we ask each family to design what kind of decoration they want on the inside. In the meantime, we go visit every family and ask for their opinion, their design, their plan. We meet to discuss this with every family 3 times. Then we create the architectural blueprint as well. Next, we design the home's architecture for them and consult with the family regarding any adjustments. Sometimes we change the plan several times before the final decision is agreed upon.
This house belongs to Abu Durrahman. After the resident agrees to the plan for reconstruction, the first thing we do is to take measurements of the entire house. We go through each home, noting the original sizes of every room on a detailed floor plan. According to our research, this home has a history of over 200 years. Structural engineers have decided that rather than tearing it down, only some repair and reinforcement is necessary to this aging home of the old city. Second, to make the transportation less congested in the old city, we have identified the need to expand or widen this road. But some buildings happen to be in the way, including Abu Durrahman. We have had a number of discussions with him, and he agreed to allow us to demolish part of the building without damaging the whole structure. And of course, we will compensate him for that.
Abu Durrahman resisted the government plan for 2 years, but after seeing what they did for his neighbors, he decided it was a good plan and changed his mind.
Since the house is a cultural relic, we invited some experts to make custom plans for the repairs and reinforcement of the house. After receiving the approved designs, we began the work. You could see, just looking at the columns and the original building materials, that it is over 200 years old. During reconstruction of these aged and dilapidated houses of the old city, we make the reinforcements on the basis of the original house, which, though very old, have considerable history, proven by these columns. This house was too old to live in, so it was converted into a warehouse. We have made specific repairs and reinforcement to it. There are about 40 to 50 houses like this one in the old city. In order to make sure the rebuilding is perfect, the government has invited particular experts to work on the designs. We have made specialized reinforcements on the original structure to ensure that it is earthquake resistant.
I was very happy about reconstruction in the old city. The government wanted to give me a flat. I agreed, no matter if they were to give me a flat or rebuild my old home. That's fine. After I thought about it, I decided I'd like to have my home rebuilt for sentimental reasons, because this is the home my husband left for us, so I'd love to keep it. And the government agreed to rebuild it. After coming to my house and meeting with me, they showed me how their plans would protect me from a large earthquake by reinforcing inside the walls and the roof. And they said, when my home is finished, it would look just like the old style of our city, but would be much more beautiful. Now it is fresh and new, not old and dirty. My windows open and close easily. I no longer get splinters, and the doors don't squeak. It looks very much the same, but clean and nice.
In the high platform residential area, we are adding electric power and water directly into the residents' homes. Other improvements to the city include things such as widening the roads to allow small-scale fire trucks better access in case of a fire. Most important to the safety of the residents of the Old City is earthquake resistance. But at the same time, we want to preserve the original look and traditional characteristics. This is the building where we just completed construction. Now you can see everything appears just as it was in the original street, and the buildings look the same, but we've added a vitally important reinforcing element: rebar and concrete. Every structure is being built with the strength to withstand a magnitude 8.5 earthquake. The first and foremost task is to improve the quality of the houses and make sure that people's lives and property are safe. And that is the first challenge.
Due to the massive scale of reconstruction, some residents, in particular those whose homes are being completely rebuilt, are temporarily relocated to modern flats, which have been constructed primarily for the renovation period. The apartments have been built on the outskirts of the old city, where it makes the transition from their old homes easier, while also providing the Uyghur people the ability to continue their livelihoods without major interruption.